Morning, Bill.
Morning. How we doing?
How you doing?
Been better, but
Yeah.
we're going to fight through it.
When it rains, it pours. Is the expression, I guess. You're, I guess, somewhat in uncharted territory. You did say yesterday that you're going to start over, and I know there was a follow-up, but I kind of wanted to see if I could get from you what that means, starting over.
Yeah, let's take a look at everything. I mean, obviously we didn't do anything well enough yesterday. So,
how is the mood of the team?
Well, obviously frustrated, but we just have to work our way out of it. That's all there is to it.
Bill, when you say starting over, is it more about getting back to the basics, getting back to the little things that made you successful, makes teams successful?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely part of it. It's definitely part of it.
Is your mic on, Wiggy? I can't hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Fundamentals is definitely a part of any successful play or game. So, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, there's obviously other things at work. We'll look at everything.
Bill, David Andrews after the game said that it's difficult to put all the effort in during practice, feel prepared during practice, and I'm paraphrasing, but then on Sunday doesn't really show on the field. Do you feel that way during practice, that these guys are ready to go come Sunday, that you guys are as prepared as possible, and then it's a confusing feeling on Sunday when the product isn't out there?
I can agree with David on that. Yeah, I think there's definitely a level of frustration on that. I mean, not everything is all bad, but it certainly looked bad. There were some good things on some plays, but not enough to make them all good plays. So we got to do the things that we did well and fix the things that we're not doing well. But it's not like there's 11 breakdowns on every play, but there doesn't have to be. There only needs to be one or two, and that's enough. So have to do a better job of that.
So if it's not a preparedness issue, would you say that it's more of an effort issue on Sundays?
No.
Bill, when you look at your career as a coach, you've been doing this for a long period of time, but players evolve over the years, and whether it's players from the generations in the 80s to the 90s, now we're at another generation of players. What are some of the challenges maybe that you have to deal with as far as your coaching style from how it used to be to maybe today, or do you feel like there are no challenges?
I don't know. I mean, football is still football, so teaching's teaching. So, yeah, there's things that have changed over the years, like they have in every part of society and football and rules and everything else. But it's still about teaching, and football's still football.
Do you feel like the players still buy into that of like, I want to learn the game, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and mentally I understand that I'm willing to be tough when situations are going bad, or is maybe some of the players are a little bit different now because of the whole social media, or is there still those guys that are mentally tough that can get themselves through certain situations?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, people are people, and all of us are different, so, we're all wired a little bit differently, but, I mean, in the end, football players are football players.
There's always a lot of speculation about the relationship between you and Mac, and there was a report this week in The Athletic that you guys met during the summer to kind of put everything, quote unquote, everything behind you. How is that relationship between you and Mac Jones?
Yeah, I've had a good relationship with Mac since he's been here. Met with him on a regular basis, and we have a good line of communication. He works hard, and I have a lot of respect for what he does.
That report also said that he has some input into the offense. Is that accurate? Or you gave him some at that point?
Yeah,
after that meeting?
I mean, of course, every quarterback has input into what we do offensively. I would never do it any differently than that.
Bill,
they're the ones that are calling. Those are the ones that run the plays. Like, you want them to be confident in what we're doing, and they should be. And if there's something that they don't feel good about, then that would be part of the conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
And does he seem confident to you? Because just kind of looking from the outside, and I'm not an NFL head coach, so I don't know. But how is his mental state?
Yeah, I think, look, we're all frustrated by the results. So, But I think you should ask him that question. I don't want to speak for him, but seems all right to me.
Bill, what went into the decision to change field goal kickers this year? Nick Folk was, excellent last year. He's remained excellent this year. Obviously, young kid, tough start, but I don't know what he'll be. Why did you decide to move on from Nick Folk and draft Ryland?
Yeah, well, I think Ryland's Chad's a quality kicker, NFL leg, and I went with the younger guy here.
Bill, when you look at the first 4 losses of the season and you look at the first half scores, is that an emphasis for this team? Or is this what you're pushing right now, saying, we cannot start these games like we have been recently, we cannot play from behind?
You never want to play from behind. But that's never been anything but that.
Is that a big issue that you see with this current team, though, where that's how you're starting off?
Yeah, you never want to play from behind. That's never the plan. So it's never been emphasized. It never will be.
Yeah, there's some teams I just feel like that almost play even better when they're playing from behind to try to overcome that, and it doesn't seem like this team's able to do it.
I can't imagine any of those teams going to the game saying, let's fall behind so we can play from behind.
Of course.
I think that's ridiculous. So it's not anything I can't imagine a coach would ever say that. But
Bill, when you look at being in this situation, I think the biggest thing, I've been part of teams where you come out struggling a little bit, but the biggest thing is guys believing and not kind of get to the finger pointing or losing that confidence that they need to continue to move on forward rather than just looking towards the end of the season. What do you got to make sure that you have to do as a coach to make sure that guys are not losing that confidence and kind of getting into that situation?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. Is believing in the process, continuing to do the things that the important things, the little things we have to do better, and obviously the big things like ball security, all the fundamentals and all that. But yeah, understand what we have to do and work harder and do it better. There's no shortcut to it. We have to do better than what we're doing.
Is from your perspective on the offensive side of the football, is this roster good enough to be winning football games?
Yeah, well, we need to play better than we're playing, play and coach better. So,
you went out and did a deal on the other side of the football last week. Is that something you might look at this week?
Right now I'm focused on getting our team to perform better than we performed. So,
Bill, one of the biggest things that you've kind of always seen throughout football is, and Courtney touched on this a little bit, is the importance of practice and making sure your preparation is there and making sure your study habits are there and making sure that things that you're doing in practice then carry over to the game, whether it's recognizing, what a team's doing and being able to stay one step ahead. Where do you seem like maybe you've kind of dropped a little bit in the sense of maybe some of those things are not carrying over? What do you think might be that issue, or are there things that are carrying over? It just maybe they're not clearly not executing on Sunday that you could change maybe throughout the week.
Well, again, all good plays are good fun. Would come with good fundamentals. So we need to be a better fundamental team in every area. And again, between schemes, coaches, players' awareness, things like that, situational awareness. So we have to do a better job than what we're doing. I don't think there's any one thing that's going to change it, or any one player, or any one. We just all have to do a better job.
Time for the coach's verdict, which is presented every week by Catches Law Group, New England's injury pros at catcheslaw.com. Catches is proud to be the official law firm of the New England Patriots. Curtis?
Bill, so Greg asked you at the start, restarting, that's what you said yesterday. Why are you the right person to restart this organization with right now?
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the best I can to help our football team. That's my job.
Do you find that your message is landing, or there's things that you need to change? Because the 38-3 loss was your worst that you'd ever had in 500 starts. And this week it appears that there wasn't that urgency to reclaim what the team's identity was.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the best I can to help the team.
When you lose a guy, and I've been fortunate to play for a lot of different teams and having guys. I remember Willie Mack and what Willie meant in that locker room and kind of getting guys to buy in the coach's message, because coaches obviously are not in there all the time. When you lose a guy like Judon, somebody who looked like he had similar style of getting the message to players. Is there an emphasis on maybe somebody who's that next guy to maybe pick up the slack a little bit when you have a player of his leadership role kind of be lost? Is it on you, or is it just on that players finding that guy to step into that role?
Yeah. Well, I mean, collectively, we all have to, we all have to support the team and give team leadership from every position, whether it's coaching, head coach, assistant coach, player, captain. I mean, we're all part of it. So, everybody needs to, pull the rope in the right direction. And some guys have a bigger voice than others, but again, we all have leadership ability with the team. Every one of us, we're all shareholders in the team.
The Diesel Direct Player of the game was Juwan Bentley. A little bit about what he brought yesterday, what he brings to this team.
Yeah, Ben's had a good career. He's gotten better every year, and he's improved physically. He's improved his awareness, and has a lot of leadership. He's team captain and gives us great leadership, and a really competitive guy. Good in all situations. He's become we're going from a rotational player to really a full-time player who rarely comes off the field.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm good. You guys?
Yeah.
You gonna check out the Sphere in Vegas before the game?
What's that?
That's where U2 is playing. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm sure you were looking forward to this morning, so I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And thanks for taking the
It's
time.
good to be on with you, Greg.
I was here yesterday. I enjoyed the game. I mean, it was a beautiful day for it. So I was down in that new club area right on the field. It was great. Enjoyed it. All right. Bill, thanks. Thanks for taking the time.
You got it.
There's Bill Belichick on a Patriots Monday here at Gillette. We'll be right back.